Hey there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up Sundays for December 18th, 2022. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate your viewership. Thank you for those of you who have been sending donations. Many, many blessings. I appreciate that. So this week, as usual, I'm going to talk about the transits, which is like the astrological weather report for the week. Then I'm going to do mini readings for all the signs. I'm going to do a little bit of astrology and pull a tarot card for every sign. And then at the end, I'll play a song on the flute. I'm going to play a Christmas song that, unless you were born on another planet, you will recognize. So that, and I'll put the timestamps below for the start of the readings and the start of the music. So you can go to whatever part of this that you would like. So let's dive in. Right now, the sun is at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. It's just moved into this degree point. This is the galactic center. So it's like the belly button of the whole universe. So into tomorrow, we'll be feeling this energy. And I'm recording this just before 7 p.m. on Sunday. So by, most of the day tomorrow until early evening, it'll be at the same degree point. So this is a great day to meditate, to get downloads from spirit guides, from higher realms like this. And also the sun on this galactic center, there could be something global that happens tonight into tomorrow that really affects everybody on the globe. We're moving through Sag, or have been. We've just got a couple more degrees to go. 29 degrees is the last degree. So we're wrapping up the lessons of the Sagittarius season, which is about expansion and growth and development. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is at the very last degree of Pisces, which is the very last degree of the entire zodiac right now. So Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the whole astrological wheel. So it will be moving, and it's gone into Aries. It went into Aries in May of this year, and then it went retrograde, and then it went back, in October. It was at the zero. So the 0 degree point of Aries, it hit in May, it hit it in October, and it will hit it again on Tuesday. So there's 3 big, powerful transits, in my opinion, this week that signify new beginnings. This one to me is really the most powerful. Jupiter moving into Aries. So we had a preview of coming attractions in May. You may have tried to start something in May and then it didn't pan out or didn't finish. You had to go back and redo something. Now we're starting fresh, and it will traipse through Aries pretty quickly. It'll be through with Aries and go into Taurus in May. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's new beginning energy. Jupiter expands things. It makes things bigger. It brings good luck. So wherever you have Aries in your chart, and I'll talk about that when I do the readings, this part of your chart will be highlighted. So blessings coming in a big way wherever this Jupiter is. So we have 2 more days, though, to wrap up the lessons of Pisces. Pisces is about spiritual growth and development. It's about conquering illusion, delusion, addiction, because Pisces is the 2 slippery fish, right? One fish is like all psychic, all spiritual, all connected to everyone and everything. And the other fish is like down here, like checked out, illusion, delusion, addiction, I don't know what, fuzzy thinking, want to just sleep. So these are the 2 paradigms of the Pisces energy, and Jupiter's been making that bigger too. It's already traipsed through Pisces, dipped up into Aries, and now it's come back in. Now it's moving forward again. So these last 2 days, it's a great time to just sort of review the last 12 years since Jupiter was last in this sign. So Jupiter last went into Aries 12 years ago in May of 2010. You think back to that time, what new things were you trying to start, or did you start during that time? What has evolved in your life in the last 12 years? Jupiter is about faith and belief, and like beliefs in yourself and what you believe in. So, and there's an expansion and a growth and a development if Jupiter has its way, right? So you've grown in some ways if you're doing your work. And if you're watching this, most, it's the people that are asleep aren't watching this. So if you're tuning in, you can trust that you are doing your work at whatever pace. We all have different paces. We go through growth spurts sometimes, and other times we're just kind of hydroplaning. But as long as there's an evolution and a movement forward, that's the key. So this would be the next couple of days to sit down and write about what you want for the next 12 years in your life. Like, what is it that you want to see change and shift and develop? What do you believe in? Like, where could your beliefs about yourself, what you believe to be true about yourself? Like, do you believe you can be successful? Do you believe you can be loved? Do you believe, fill in the bed? Like, what are your beliefs, starting with yourself? What are your beliefs about your life in general? This is a time to kind of do a tune-up and really see. And Jupiter is highlighting these for you. It has been. It's like it should already be sort of up in your face. Whatever the lessons it is that you're supposed to have been learning, Pisces has come back. Jupiter's come back into Pisces to give you a final exam, right? Before it kicks off into Aries again. So when it crosses into the 0 point of Aries on Tuesday, it will be on the world axis. So the world axis is the 0 degrees of all the cardinal signs. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are the cardinal signs, which means they initiate. They're the beginning of each season, right? So each of these signs are the initiators. They'll get things going, get things moving. So Jupiter on the galactic center, no, that's the sun's on the galactic center. Jupiter's on the world axis. There's similar energies. It expands things. So it affects things globally. So Jupiter sitting at 0 degrees of Aries is bringing in beneficial energy into whatever area you would like to start a new fire in. Like, Aries are fire starters, right? We're fire signs. So out of all the cardinal signs, Aries is the fire sign. So this is about starting a bonfire. Like, where do you need a spark ignited in your life? So Jupiter's going to be highlighting the beautiful Aries energy this week. We have a new moon in Capricorn. It'll be at 1 degrees, and that will be exact at 3:48 p.m. on Wednesday, the 21st. It'll be, that's Capricorn. It'll be moving into Capricorn, right? The 0 degrees. At 1, it's almost to 2 degrees. So it will still be squaring Jupiter. There's an exact square between the sun and Jupiter on the 21st, 22nd, when the sun moves into Capricorn. It will be at 0 degrees. So we have this powerful new beginning right before the new moon. The sun will be at this 0 degree. So I guess that's more on like the 21st, when we're going to have a square. If you listen to my dailies, I'll be talking about it the day it's happening exact. So I put my daily, they're 59-second videos. I put them up here at YouTube. I put them on Instagram, TikTok, and several different places on Facebook. So make sure you check those out, because they'll give you a daily. I always talk about the most important transit or transits for the day, and then I draw a card every day. So I'll be talking about this on the day of. So powerful new moon, Jupiter move into Aries, and the other, oh no, wait, that's wrong. I had that. That's when the sun moves into Capricorn, Wednesday the 21st at 3:48 p.m. The new moon is going to be on the 23rd, on Friday at 4:17 a.m. Okay, so no wonder I couldn't, I was like, wait, what? So the sun moves into Capricorn on 21st. So that's when it will be squaring Jupiter, because Jupiter moves to 0 degrees of Aries on Tuesday. The sun moves to 0 degrees of Capricorn on Wednesday. And then there'll be this powerful square when both of these planets are on the world axis. And squares can usually be contentious relationship, but with Jupiter, squares with Jupiter are more about doing things in a big, powerful way. So we have the new moon, then again, will be Friday, the 23rd at 4:17 a.m. It'll be at 1 degree of Capricorn. So it'll still be conjunct, or not conjunct. It'll be conjunct the sun. The sun and the moon are together on a new moon. and it'll be square Jupiter. So we have this powerful new beginning of Jupiter. We have, of course, the winter solstice and the sun moving into Capricorn. That's when the official beginning of the solstice, winter solstice is when the sun moves into Capricorn. And then we have the new moon. So 3 powerful new beginnings. This is like a powerful week of new beginnings. This is more powerful than like New Year's Day. Like this week coming up is the week to like launch the next part of your life. Like again, the next 12 years. And then the new moon in Capricorn. Let me talk about Capricorn because we already have Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. So this part of your chart, Capricorn part of your chart, you've already been undergoing major renovation, major transformation, right? So the new moon and the sun will be at 1 degree of Capricorn. Venus is there in Capricorn, and so is Mercury. They've been traveling together to get a little bit further apart. Right now, as I'm recording this, Venus is at 11 degrees, Mercury's at 16 degrees. But so during the new moon, we'll have 5 planets in Capricorn. So we're sitting in Capricorn school, and we're starting again with the sun transiting 30 days through Capricorn. We're going to be, going over the lessons of Capricorn. So this new beginning in terms of the new moon is in your Capricorn house. So you have a new start in the house of Aries, wherever Aries rules your chart. And then you have this new beginning in Capricorn with the solstice and the new moon there. So powerful stuff. So when I do the readings at the end, I'm going to talk about where the new moon is and where Pluto's been hitting in your chart. And I'm going to talk about where Jupiter is and what that might be affecting for you and how that might be showing up, and do a card. So the readings are going to be a little bit longer today. Capricorn themes. I wrote some notes about just different things that could be equated to Capricorn. Manifesting. It's an earth sign. It's grounded. Capricorn people can get things done. There's a natural leadership. So Capricorn can be about leadership. It can be about your dad, the ruler, the government. It's, the father figures. It's that sort of male energy authority going on. Although Capricorn is a my brain is like, I'm already feeling the Mercury retrograde, which is another thing we're talking about. It's a feminine sign. That's what I was trying to go. So I'm going to talk about Mercury too in a minute because it's in its shadow. So we're already feeling the Mercury retrograde, which can be glitchy thinking and miscommunication. So it's already showing up for me. Again, I always see things early. All right. So long-term commitments. This is Capricorn. Going the distance, what you have to put in time and energy to make happen. Something about timing in general can be Capricorn. Parenting is Capricorn, especially fathers, but it could also indicate the mother, especially in homes where there isn't a father. Then that Capricorn energy can come from the mother. It's your boss, it's accomplishments, it's your divine mission, social responsibilities. So, and since it's a cardinal sign, you can initiate, it's already an initiating sign. So a new moon in an initiating sign really helps kick things off. Same thing with Jupiter, this powerful planet in an initiating sign, the very first sign of the zodiac, really kicks things off. So just like some incredible new beginning astrology this week. It feels very exciting to me. I'm super excited about it. Okay, so now I want to talk about the moon and where I, see that going through this week. So right now, as I'm starting to record this, it's in Libra. Later on this evening, or probably, I'm not sure exactly when it shifts, it'll move into Scorpio. So we'll have a couple, 2.5 days or so moving through Scorpio. Then it'll move through Sagittarius, and then it'll hit Capricorn on Friday. So these are the signs it's transiting this week, and then it'll stay in Capricorn probably through most of the weekend. Late on Sunday, I think, is when it goes into Aquarius. So that's the flow of the moon. I suggest that if you want to start learning about transits and how they may be affecting you, is to pay attention to where the moon is. and what you're noticing or what you're feeling. So the moon's been moving through Libra for the last couple of days. The Libra is about relationships. It's about justice and fairness. So have relationship themes come up? Have relationships been paramount or more important over the last couple of years? Couple of days. And then as the moon moves through Scorpio, people can get really moody. You can really Scorpio is the deep, dark waters. So it can be deep stuff coming up from your psyche when the moon is moving through Scorpio. Pause my video because my grandson started making noise. He's in the other room. Okay, so I was talking about the moon and the cycle. Scorpio, deep, dark waters is what I was talking about with Scorpio. And psychic abilities can be extra strong when the moon is moving through Scorpio. Intuition, but it can really dredge up old debris. And right now the South Node is in Scorpio, which is past life issues coming up to the surface and coming up to clear. So karmic debris. So the moon will be moving over the South Node this week. So that could trigger karmic stuff to come up. And what do I mean by karmic? Karma is the accumulation of all the causes that you set. You do good things, you set good causes out, you do funky things, you set funky causes out. Every cause comes back to you, right? Law of physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? What you sow, so shall you reap. So what you're putting out there comes back. So karma is the accumulation of all the causes you've set over all your lifetimes. And yes, I believe we go through many, many lifetimes, every one of you that are watching this. So when the South Node, which represents what we're releasing karmically, so we'll have karmic patterns. We can notice them in this lifetime. If you get into a rut and keep doing the same thing over and over again, something that you know that you could shift or change, but yet you just keep doing it, right? The karmic loop, whether it's whatever, I'm not going to give you examples. You know what a karmic pattern would feel like, right? Oh God, this again. So this is karma. Karma can be positive. Oh man, no, I always do well with this. It doesn't have to be negative, right? But the debris we're clearing out is the negative karma. So the South Node helps us bring up to the surface what it is that is our karmic responsibility. And it may look like it's showing up in your environment. Like I always draw abusive people into my life, for example, would be something that you could feel like is karma. But the environment is always mirroring you. If you didn't have it to be your karma, you wouldn't be experiencing it. And that's not to lay blame. It's just an acknowledgement of the truth. If you want something in your environment to shift, change something within yourself, then the outside shifts, right? So it's an inside out game. So we want to see what kind of causes are internal that are creating the life experience we're having today. I mean, I do. I'll speak for myself. I want to see the karmic causes that I'm carrying with me that I need to transform. So this is an opportunity when the moon moves through Scorpio to transform your karma when this stuff comes up, to get the insights, because you're extra psychic and extra sensitive. You can be extra moody. So that, just a heads up around that. And then, like I said, when the moon moves into Capricorn, I just talked about all these themes that we work on as the moon goes through that. We highlight those areas of our life, standing up for ourselves, for example. And do you know what your mission is on this planet? Like this Capricorn season, as the sun transits through this sign, be a great time to be reflecting upon that. What am I doing here? What's my mission? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? That's like the thoughts that go with the Capricorn season that we're entering. And then again, with Mercury, this is our thoughts, our communication, our speech, it's social media, it's the news. Mercury represents all these things. It is entered into its shadow zone. So it's been in shadow for a while. Let's see, I'm not sure when it moved into. It moved into it on the 13th, this last week. So, or some people say the 12th. When it was 8 degrees of Capricorn, because it will go up to 25 degrees when it turns retrograde. And Mercury turns retrograde on the 29th. Oh, I've written on my notes that it goes retrograde at 24 degrees. Some people round up. I don't know the minutes. So Mercury goes retrograde on December 29th, just in time for the new year. And it'll retrograde back to 8 degrees before it goes forward. It's always about 3 weeks, so it'll be retrograde into the middle of January or so. So the shadow period is the area that when Mercury goes retrograde, it covers the ground again. So it comes over this ground, retrogrades back over this ground, comes back over. So it passes over this area of your chart 3 different times. So from 8 to 24 or 5 degrees. So this part of your chart, if you have planets or points in this, you're going to feel kind of thumped, especially with Mercury. Mercury retrograde is an opportunity to rethink, reconsider, review, go back over things, right? And in this area of Capricorn. So all these things I talked about leadership, like Mercury, your thoughts, your communications, these kind of themes can be playing out in an extra strong, extra powerful way. Now, Venus is relationships, love, money, how we receive energy. So it's moving direct. It's not going to go retrograde, but it's moving. Venus and Mercury will be crossing each other here. Right now, Mercury has traveled ahead of Venus. It'll come back and they'll cross. So they've been doing this dance for months now, the two of them. So we're really trying to reconcile our thoughts, our head and our heart. So, getting that in balance is what we've all been sort of working on if we're doing our work, because the planets are like teachers, are like, here you go, look at this, work on this. So Venus. And then in terms of Venus, in terms of these Capricorn themes, your love, your connection, your heart with authority figures, your dad, your boss, anybody that's in charge. How are you as a leader? Do you love yourself in that kind of role? Are you willing to receive the energies, socially responsible stuff? Can you can you follow your heart towards things? Long-term commitments is Capricorn. So Venus here, you could be really looking at your long-term relationships, all of them, not just significant other, but all the relationships that you have in your life that go over time. When Venus is moving through them, they'd be highlighting your long-term relationships here for the next little bit. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about, okay, so I talked about the sun on the galactic center, highlighting download spiritual messages. So today, tomorrow, pay attention to these. Jupiter moves into Aries on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the 21st, is when the sun moves into Capricorn. That's the 3:48 p.m. time. Then the sun will be squaring Jupiter at that point. So this could also be a powerful sort of wake up moment. Like, this is what you need to look at. This is where you're starting things. I just feel like this is going to be a super powerful week. It could really show up at any time. Then on Tuesday, Chiron, the wounded healer that has been retrograde in Aries, right now is retrograde at 11 degrees of Aries. It's gone up and come back over this part of your chart already in Aries. The mid-decan of Aries has already been going over. So it's gone forward, it's gone retrograde to be teaching us and helping us do our healing work. So as it moves forward, it's going to be kicking off some Aries energy too, and it also will be signifying like a resolution of having healed something. Because when it's going retrograde, it kind of goes back over something you've already been working on. And then when it heads forward, it's like, okay, all right, we've done that. Now let's move forward. So there's something that's resolved. Yeah. And Aries is about, initiating, standing up for yourself, what you feel about yourself. I've been really seeing that Chiron in this mid-decan has been healing how you perceive the world sees you, because the second decan is usually our relationship with others. So if you've been wounded by comments or others, or if you've been needing attention or approval, or can you give that to yourself? These kind of things are, I think, what Chiron's been working on healing, so that you really don't care if someone has a negative opinion of you or they make a negative comment on social media. You believe in you, and you can have compassion for someone who's just a hater, right? So self-esteem, really, I feel like a lot of people have been working on self-esteem issues. And so you might really feel that you see a shift in that, and some insights around that this week as well. Venus is squaring Uranus on Thursday. So this could be a surprise thing because Uranus brings sudden, unexpected things. It's the great awakener. And then Venus is the love planet or relationships. So you could have some surprising things happen around your love life. Surprise information coming in, surprise demonstrations of affection. It could, just because it's surprising doesn't mean negative. The square, though, can bring a contentious piece in. And so it could be disconcerting news that shakes you, kind of thing. Just keep in mind that anything that Uranus shakes to the ground, it will replace with something better. It will put something better in its place. So Venus square Uranus, it could also be something surprising in the money, the financial markets. It might not just be personally. It could be like banks or financial markets, stock things. Venus square Uranus can be, right, something really, really crazy and unexpected. Venus also rules, besides love, relationships, and money, it rules the arts, the Venusian. Think of like, so there could be something surprising that happens in the artistic creative community. And Uranus is in Taurus, which is about values and valuing yourself, among other things. So it could also be a shakeup in your values. You may decide this person doesn't value me, I'm out of here. So anyway, that's a highlight. That could be, to me, that is sort of the ouchiest day of the week in terms of transits. Then on Friday, as I said, we have that new moon at 4:17 a.m. at 1 degrees of Capricorn. Chiron is direct, so that's also lovely. It's sort of a new phase of healing coming on. And it doesn't mean you're done with healing. Like, we're always working on ourselves. If you're conscious and alive and awake, you're always working on healing yourself. If you're done in this lifetime, then you start working on healing past life stuff. We're working on healing the collective, ideally. When we feel like we've done our work. And even when we're not finished with our work, we want to help working on healing the collective, if you're conscious. Oh my God, Mercury retrograde, I can see it coming out in terms of my speech today. But I'm not trying to be perfect, so I'm going to keep on rolling rather than just start over. All right, then on Saturday, we have Mercury sextiling Neptune. So Mercury, this planet of our thoughts and our communications with others, and Neptune is the psychic radar planet. Neptune, again, since it's the ruler of Pisces and it's in Pisces, it can be psychic downloads, spiritual ahas, realizations, really eye-opening or revealing conversations, Mercury, or thoughts, or something happening on the news or technology. The sextile is a positive connection, so it tends to bring out the best. So having realizations, but again, since Neptune's in Pisces, you could have realizations around addictive issues as well. That could be part of it. Mercury being in Capricorn, you could have realizations around what your mission is. These things that I talked about, Capricorn theme. So Mercury, a lot of thoughts shifting, right? So, and then, Mercury will sextile Neptune again around the bend when it gets up to 24 and turns around and comes back again. So it'll have this sextile 3 different times. So this next Saturday is the first of these. So pay attention. This would be another cool thing if you just want to take note of it, is to write down anything that you realize, interesting conversations you have, interesting thoughts you have, dreams you have that day, interesting news items. Like, do you see the piece of Mercury and Neptune connecting in a way that shows up in your life or in the world? Take note of that. Then notice the next time when Mercury's retrograde and sextiles Neptune again. Do you notice anything? And then it'll be doing it again as it moves forward. Notice, that's just one of the things. You can just take an aspect like that and just see what you notice. For those of you that want to work on learning about transits, that's what I'm suggesting. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about Jupiter, just to, again, because this is such a big thing that last couple degrees of the whole entire zodiac and then starting into Aries. So Jupiter brings success. It brings recognition. It can bring expansion. So if you have planets or points from 0 degrees of Aries to the first few degrees there, because, you know, within 10 degrees is considered conjunct. So even if you have planets or points in the last few degrees of Pisces as well, Jupiter, even though it's moving into Aries, it's still conjunct your sign. So if you have planets or points in this first few degrees of Aries or the last few degrees of Capricorn, you're going to be really feeling this Jupiter the strongest, and it can activate and highlight you and what you're doing in your life, or particularly the planets that you have at that point. So it can be a big kiss from the universe. We're all going to feel it. And wherever you have Aries in your chart, that's an area that could really be expanded and grown. But if you have personal planets there, the personal planets being Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, if you have any of your personal planets there, or if you have Jupiter, a Jupiter kiss, it can really be an initiating, a celebratory, it could launch you. And again, you may have tried to start something back in May when Jupiter first went into Aries. Or if something didn't get finished, it started, this is the opportunity to go back, pick that back up again, relaunch it, redo it. Or if you've launched something in May and it went forward, but it's just kind of stalling as Jupiter moves back into Aries, you may find that you get the rocket fuel to really have whatever it is that you started take off. Okay, what else? Oh, the other interesting thing I wrote down about the new moon being at 1 degrees of Capricorn. We're having a series of new moons at 1 degrees in a row. So it's very sort of auspicious that we're having, like, because the first degree is like the creator degree, the manifestor degree. So there's just a lot of this new beginning energy. But I don't think anything is more powerful than 3. Any one of these by itself, right? I mean, we always have the summer solstice. I mean, the winter solstice. Well, I guess it's summer if you're in the southern hemisphere. Winter is always a new beginning as the sun moves into Capricorn every year. But we don't always have Jupiter moving into the first degree of the zodiac and a new moon all at the same time and within just a few days of each other. So that's super powerful. The planet I have not talked about yet is Mars, which is still retrograde. It has been retrograde since October 30th. It will be retrograde until January 12th, I believe, is when Mars goes direct. So Mercury retrograde can make you feel sluggish. Mars is how we put energy into things, how we take action. It can be our ego. So when Mars goes retrograde, we can feel like we don't have the energy to do something, or we start something and we just can't keep it going, or we make plans and we have to change our plans and we just can't move forward the way we want to. So if you felt sluggish or blocked or stuck, and if you're ruled by Mars, i.e. Aries, you could really feel this personally, like, oh my goodness, like I've been feeling the Mars retrograde. And it's retrograde in Gemini, a sign that's ruled by Mercury. So this Mars retrograde has felt like a Mercury retrograde on steroids. And so we're going to have, starting at the end of the month and for 3 weeks, Mars and Mercury both retrograde. So great time to be introspective, go within, rethink, redo, reconsider things. It's not a great time to, let me just say it this way. Be patient. Don't try to push anything. Allow things to unfold and really expect that energy and things might not kick off till January. Because in January, we'll have these 2 planets go direct, the ones that are retrograde. We'll have a Uranus go direct. And after Uranus goes direct on January 23rd, all the planets and the major asteroid Chiron will all be direct. So we've been like under this, like we're trying to move with an elephant on us. It's been really hard to move forward. Things will really start picking up pace and lightening up energy-wise in the middle of January, these planets start going direct, and particularly after Uranus goes direct, then all the planets are moving forward. So you can expect forward motion towards the middle to latter part of January. And then I think we have 88 days with all planets going direct until I believe Mercury goes retrograde again in April. So that's a powerful thing. I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about the highlights for the year and put that out on a separate video. I'm going to be changing up the format of these videos starting on the new year. New Year is a Sunday, so I'll do the same format on Christmas Day. And yes, I will have a video on Christmas Day. And then on January 1st, I'll have a different format. So I'll be talking more about that. I may talk more about that next week. I may just surprise you and let you know what it's going to be. Okay. Is there anything else I need to talk about? The transits for this week. Let's see. I've covered the sun in Sag and moving into Capricorn, the moon in its transits, Mercury in its shadow, Venus right behind Mercury in Capricorn, or Mars retrograde in Gemini, Jupiter at the last degree of Pisces about to move into Aries. Oh, Saturn's in Aquarius right now. It's at 21 degrees. It's been moving through Aquarius for a while. It's going to be picking up pace and moving into Pisces by next March. So over the next few months here, we're wrapping up the themes of Saturn in Aquarius. So Aquarius is humanity. It's the wavy line. It's how we all vibe with each other. It's how we all work together in groups. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So you think about the maverick energy, the sudden unexpected energy. Saturn is the structuring planet. It wants to form things. It wants to set up boundaries. It wants to put up the stop sign and say no. It wants you put in your time and your effort. And Saturn gives you a reward when it leaves a sign if you've been putting in the work. So if you've been putting in the work in your house of Aquarius, whatever that house is, when it moves into Pisces, you'll get a reward for the work that you've been putting in. So that's really cool. It's in motion. It'll be clipping through pretty quickly. Let's see. Uranus is the only major planet right now besides Mars. What's the outer planet? Mars is an inner planet. Uranus is retrograde. So it's been shaking up things in Taurus. It's wanting us to go back and look over our values and our valuables and our food and our body. Taurus rules the second house in astrology. So this is how we feed ourselves, how we clothe ourselves, how we make our money, how we earn our living, where we store our money, where we store our food. These are all Taurus energies. Taurus is literally the earth. So Uranus in Taurus has been literally shaking up the planet. The volcanoes are going off all over the planet. I'm expecting earthquakes. The major energy since Uranus first went into Taurus 4 years ago has been crazy on the planet. We have another 4 years or so of Uranus and Taurus. So retrograde is kind of offline. When it stations to turn direct is when it can really kick up some dirt. So we'll be interested in seeing what that does in January in terms of major Earth events. But just right there in Taurus, even retrograde, it can really be shaking things up. It's still conjunct the North Node. North Node and South Node are at 12 degrees of Taurus, the North Node, and 12 degrees of Scorpio, the South Node. I talked a little bit about the South Node already. So that's what we're clearing out and releasing. And the North Node is what we're learning collectively right now. So we're all collectively learning about valuing ourselves more, balancing out finances, feeding ourselves, how we feed ourselves, exercise, all those kind of things, how we take care of physical body, clothing ourselves. Uranus moving through that may make you want to change up your look even. So I'm really liking the energy of the Taurus North Node. I think personally, it's been great for me to just see some certain things and shift some things in terms of how I take care of my physical body. That's just how it's affecting me personally. And let's see, Neptune, I've talked about that. It's in Pisces at 22 degrees. And then we've got Pluto at 27 degrees of Capricorn, which has been transforming Capricorn energies, this part of your chart since 2008. We're having our Pluto return in the United States, which means it's coming back to the exact place in the skies it was when the United States was formed. Pluto transforms things. It's like a wrecking ball. Any planet that interacts with Pluto there's a major transformation. Pluto's not something who walks by quietly. No, it's going to leave everything changed that it interacts with. So it's changing the power paradigm that the United States was formed in, which is what? The rich white man were the ones in power when this United States was formed. Like, those are the ones that was making the rules. So it was a power over, power down. So that paradigm, which we see in companies, we see in families, we see in our government, where the white man with money is the one that has the power, that paradigm is being toppled right now. So Pluto, this is its third pass, because it already crossed over the United States Pluto once. It's gone retrograde back over it, and now it's going forward again on it. And it'll move into Aquarius for the first time in March, really giving us a peek of what the next, I have to look at how many years, like Pluto can take between, I think it's like, what is that? I don't want to lie. It can be up to 35 years in a sign before it shifts. And it, because it goes forward and backwards, it's not the same set amount. It's got a weird orbit. So, but it goes into Aquarius for the first time in March. Then it'll come back into Capricorn. It'll go back into Aquarius. It goes into Aquarius to stay in the middle of November of 2024. So these next 2 years, it's dancing through the last degrees of Capricorn, first degrees of Aquarius, going back and forth, back and forth. So we're really going to be seeing the preview of coming attractions of what Pluto in Aquarius is going to mean. Because Pluto in Capricorn, not only has it been interfacing with the United States Pluto, but Capricorn itself is like government, rulership, who has the power, and Pluto's been transforming that. The Aquarius energy, I feel, is going to really be amazing, because it's humanity who has the power. Everyone, when everyone works together, that's what I see coming. And major transformational changes, because these old school power paradigms are like towers of Babel that are just going to be falling to the ground over the next couple of years. It's going to be like demolition crew big time showing up in a lot of any institutions, any power down kind of structures around the whole globe are really up for transformation and elimination. Like, if someone has a monopoly, it is the one control over everything. Those businesses that are like got that going on, those businesses could be majorly transformed here over the next couple of years. And the part of your chart, it'll move into a whole new part of your personal chart to be transforming too. Okay, that's all I have about the transits. I'm going to take a pause here. Okay, so during this readings portion, I'm going to talk about, for all 12 signs, where Jupiter, which house Jupiter is for you. And this is like a whole house astrology house system that I use. And these are rising signs. You can do your sun sign as well, but if the rising sign may resonate even more than your sun sign in terms of these. So I would recommend listening to the rising and the sun sign, and then, like I said, and your moon as well. So these could be affecting different things. So Aries, Jupiter is moving into your first house. So this is the house of self. It's the house of how other people see you in the world. It's the house of, when you're on a global stage. So you could have transformations. And it's also like your face, your physical appearance. So you could literally be having like a change up in your look. You can change up in, like, if you're launching something out on a global stage, there can be a big highlight, a new beginning in that way. Even your sense of self being improved, like how you want to love and nurture yourself, could be greatly expanded and supported with Jupiter moving into your first house. Pluto has been transforming your 10th house. And this is where the new moon is. So the 10th house is the house of your mission and your career in this lifetime. So this is the house that's been being transformed since 2008. This is where you have a new beginning with this new moon this week. So mission on this planet, what are you doing here? Inside around that, launching something where you're the authority, you're the leader, you're going to be leading something, starting something, initiating something with this new moon in Capricorn. Now, let's see what your card is for this week. Ooh, here comes the sun. Okay, so this is the source card. This is representative of the creative source that is behind the whole universe. We can harness this. We're all a little piece of this. It's like we're all a droplet in a great ocean of the divine, but this is signifying you just feeling this charge. I mean, with Jupiter moving into Aries too, it's like like it's just good luck time for Aries right now. So this is a source card. This is like you manifesting, you creating something, you making something happen. This is connecting with source too, like really feeling drawn to spiritual connections or chanting or whatever keeps you connected in with the source energy. You can be the bright shining light for others to see. So there may be something this week where the spotlight is on you. Even if it's like with your family, like you may be the one standing up and leading everything or leading the Christmas carols or whatever. But this is a very positive energy, powerful energy. Like the source card coming is like, it's kind of like Aladdin showing up out of the lamp. Yes, what would you like? Put in your order, Aries, because this is the week to hold a clear intention through the week with these new beginnings and a powerful way to manifest what you want for your life. Is there anything else I get with this card? No, I just feel like if you're open to it, you could have channeled messages and receive messages as well from divine energy, your higher guide, your source. I mean, and I'm also getting this feeling of like feeling the light within, like just, we are these bright lights, right? When our body gets put down, when I do past life regressions for people and they travel out of a body, they almost always see themselves as like blue light most often, but sometimes people see different colors of light. Like it's like we turn into like light particles, light fragments. There's an energy that continues. So this is like the powerful source energy that's not about your physical body or energy, your ego. This is about spirit moving through you. This is about you being a channel for others and being a source of joy and inspiration for others this week for the Aries. Okay, we'll move on to Tauruses. So Jupiter is moving into your 11th house. This is the house of networks. No, I'm wrong about that. It's moving into your 12th house. So this is the house of the unconscious, the subconscious, hidden things. So you could have insight with Jupiter shining the light. You could have past life flashbacks come back. This would be a great time. If you've been thinking about doing some therapy, this is a fabulous time to dive into some inner work with Jupiter starting that. Jupiter could really bring you some major advancement with that kind of work, inner work on yourself. It's also the house of dreams. So you may find your dreams get super active or vivid as Jupiter is launching the energy there. The new moon is happening in your 9th house. This is the house that Pluto has been transforming since 2008. 9th house rules foreign travel, development of all kinds, exploration, expansion, spiritual growth and development, knowledge of all kinds, learning, growth, and development. So Pluto's been transforming this since 2008. So you may already be like learning new things, have transformed things. You may have done a lot of global travel. You may have found a guru that you're sitting at the feet of. I was like, connection got lost. It's like when you lose your internet connection. I just feel like something got interrupted. Okay. Recenter here. Okay, ninth house, flow of energy. So, okay, so this new beginning in this house, you may decide you want to learn something new, start a new spiritual practice, initiate some foreign travel could be happening with this new moon. All right, let's see what your card is. We've got the aloneness card. So this is the card of the spiritual search. I mean, this card also signifies the desire to be alone, and this is a positive thing. This is not a lonely card. This is like, I prefer to be alone right now. Like, can I just be by myself? The spiritual search and our connection to the divine is always unique to us, even if we're like, in a church with others, or in a synagogue, or in a temple, or in a drumming circle, and we're with others having a spiritual experience. We're having our own direct connection of that. So this is about expanding and exploring your own spiritual connection and diving in deeper. Like, this is like, this guy is headed into the light. So this is growth and expansion in your spiritual. Yeah, I just feel like this week could be a week of initiating. Like, if you're not already doing if you're already doing it a spiritual practice, this is a week of expanding that, like doing it more, doing it in a bigger way, maybe even trying some new spiritual modalities. If you haven't begun, but you've been thinking about it, this is the week to initiate something new that will really stick with all these new beginning energies. This is the week. Get her going on, and you'll continue doing it. So set the intention. So this could also, I'm seeing some of you like journaling or writing down like messages you may feel like you're receiving from divine and capturing that. And again, it's in the quiet space with yourself. You may be typing it out. But there's downloads, there's messages coming from the divine if you'll listen and get still enough, right? And this is about not expectations, not having anything on your brain or your mind, clearing that out, clearing your emotional body out, just being willing to be teachable, willing to receive some downloads. So I feel like there's some spiritual ahas and realizations this week for the Tauruses. And again, like, if your family or whoever you're spending time with on the holidays gets too much for you, take a pause, step away, do something a little bit different. Yeah. I just feel this joy with connection too, because sometimes the spiritual path can feel like all serious and somber. This just feels like tapping into divine joy. Like, you see pictures of the Buddha, like he was laughing and happy. And I can just imagine that Jesus was also someone who lifted people's spirits with a positive mood. So there's something about when you fill up your tank spiritually, you can have more pleasing energy around other people. So that's what I'm getting for the Tauruses. Okay, moving on to the Geminis. So Jupiter is moving into your 11th house. This is the house of networks and connections with other groups of people. If it was a family group or a social club or a friend circle. So it's bringing good luck into anything you would do in groups. And if you've been thinking about joining a group, say you've been thinking about joining Toastmasters or a 12-step group or a cooking class or whatever, anything that's involving other people, doing it with other people. You could be launching a business, you could be launching a nonprofit. There's Jupiter's bringing you good luck in your social circle. So definitely feels like it's important to go out and do something new, connect with a new group. You may have actually gone and visited a new group or made that connection back in May, of earlier this year, when Jupiter went into Aries before. So if you went to a place and liked it and just haven't been back, go back now. That's the time to go back. Pluto has been transforming your 8th house. And this is where the new moon is. So the 8th house is the house of Scorpio. It's the house of death and transformation. So you may have found that you've had a lot of people pass since 2008. It's the house of the psychic. So you may have received an increase in your psychic abilities, an increase in your ability to channel or receive messages from divine energy. So this beautiful energy of a new beginning here is an echo to me of something you've already been working on in this realm already. Because with Pluto's been churning this stuff up. It's also the house of sexuality. So there could be some sort of new things that get a new relationship that's very sexually intimate could get launched. And Pluto may have been transforming who you've been sleeping with since 2008. Or even you could have changed your sexual preferences with Pluto moving through your 8th house. But this new beginning could be, like I said, new sexual relationship, a new aspect of channeling. Those are the things I get strongly for the Geminis. Let's see what the card for you guys is. Someone to start fighting with me here. We've got the moment to moment card. So this card is about not worrying about what's gone down before, not tripping about the future either. It's about gathering your energies to this point of power. We are manifesting our future based on what causes we're setting today. The more conscious and present we are about this moment, the more we can really feel like we're co-creating our life. Whereas if we're checked out, we're bouncing between replaying the past and worrying about the future, we're kind of like, it's like having your being on autopilot and letting other things being batted around. So the moment to moment card is a call to being present right now in this moment, really fully conscious, aware of what you're doing. It's like when you sit down and eat. Don't be watching the TV or moving around or whatever. You're having a conversation with someone. Don't be multitasking. This is about sitting and being present. And Geminis, you guys are the aces at multitasking, doing lots of things at once. Try this week to be fully present with whatever you're doing. Don't get into the spin game. I always say with this card, one of the best things to do is to ask yourself, what today do I feel guided to do, right? Not what do I should do? What do I need to do? What do I feel guided to do? What would bring me joy to do? What would lift my spirits to do? Where would I put my energies if I could put them anywhere, right? So, and then you might have to break that down. Maybe a whole day is too much. Like, all right, for this next hour, what do I feel guided to do? And see what kind of inner promptings that you get, and then take action based on that. When you take action based on your intuitive guidance, and you'll get a confirmation from the universe that you're in rhythm and there's a flow, even if it's like a slow pace or you have to, change things up because something comes at you. When you're fully present and you're taking your time and you're integrating and listening to your intuition, you're on the right path, right? When you barrel forward and logically figure it out, and this makes all the sense in the world, and go after that because you logically deduced it and not checked in with your intuition, you could put yourself off track, right? I always feel like your intuition needs to be the pilot. Your mind can be the co-pilot. When your intuition comes up with, let's head this way, and then the mind can go, okay, yeah, I can get behind that. We can do this, and this. Like get the intuitive thing first, and then the mind can figure out all the details for you. It can fill in that kind of stuff. And there is something that may be being built too. I don't know, some of you may be working on building a new home or building a business. There's some sort of literal growth or expansion that's happening, I'm getting this week as well for the Geminis, just as I look at this. So, all right, that's what I get for the Geminis. Let's move on to the Cancers. All right, so Jupiter is re-entering your 10th house. This is the house of mission on this planet. So this is like whatever you're doing for your mission, for work out in the world, where you could be, this could be where you're all of a sudden getting highlighted for what you're doing. Maybe you've been kind of traveling under the radar in terms of your mission, what you're doing here on this planet. Jupiter is going to be helping launch you and expand you in a new way. So this could be really great for work situations as well. Again, parenting things, you just could feel like on it as a parent. Like, yeah, Jupiter's giving you a kiss. So this is how that could show up. Then Pluto has been transforming your 7th house, which is the house of relationships. And this is where the new moon is. So the 7th house is the relationships one-on-one. Which includes those that you're intimately drawn to. It's your friendship circle. It's your co-workers. Anytime you're having a one-on-one connection with someone else, that is the 7th house. So there's a new beginning. So that you might have someone new come in this week, a new relationship get started. It's also the house of open enemies, which means people that will tell you to your face, I don't like you, right? Whereas the 12th house is hidden enemies, where someone could stab you in the back or talk about you behind your back. So there could be something shifting with this energy. I feel like Pluto's been working on this, right? So Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008. So I feel like you've been transforming that energy. It feels like transforming the energy of the bully in your life, like however that might show up. And I don't know, I'm just getting that hit that there's a transformation of the bullying energy. And this new beginning is like standing up for yourself and picking the right people to hang out with, right? There's a new beginning in terms of who you associate with. So yeah, lovely new connections could come in this week. You could decide to reach out and start something new, sign on to a dating site, that kind of thing too, where you're going to have more new one-on-one connections, or walk into a new gym, a yoga studio, whatever. And so you're meeting new people as well there. So there's a lovely new beginning around relationships energy going on for the Cancer. So let's see what your card is this week. All right, you've got the possibilities card. This is the card that says anything is possible. If you believe in yourself, you can make it happen. So this is an affirmation, like, is this working? Can I do this? Yes. There's a journey here that's involved, right? There's this eagle here, which represents getting perspective on your life. Like if you're too stuck in the weeds, like pull back out. Look at your life right now as if it's on a long time continuum, like one of those timelines, right? Like this is just a moment in history. This too will change. Whatever's up right now, this will shift, this will change, right? So there's a new beginning energy here this week, an opportunity to see things from a new perspective as well, is what I'm getting for the Cancers. And just an affirmation. I feel like, yes, you're on the right path. And some of you need to hear, yes, you're great. And there's all kinds of things that can open up because you're on this path. Path of spiritual and personal growth is really what I'm getting. It feels like it's a lot more about your internal growth and development, and that you're just really feeling like you're getting some traction. You can start seeing where you might be able to go. This card also can indicate travel, like the possibilities of like where you might want to travel, where you might want to explore, where you might want to go on the planet. This could also be indicating this. So some of you may be doing travel this week. I mean, it's the week of Christmas, so of course that could be logical, but this could also be traveling for your own personal fun, or planning trips even into the future. We're like, okay, I'm going to book those tickets right now for January, February, or whatever. You could be making plans for the future. This is a great week for writing down what you want in your life with all these new beginnings. Make sure that you're open. If anything was possible, what, in the realm of relationships, what would you want? In the realm of work, what would you want? In the realm of health and physical well-being, what would you want? Like, the truth is, everything is possible. So when you're writing down the things in your life that you want to shift or transform or expand, just believe that you can achieve it. And if you believe it, it is so much easier. If you tell yourself you can't, you don't believe in yourself, it won't be able to happen. So this, to me, could also be a transformation of your belief in yourself this week, that you could actually find that you're opening up and feeling like, oh yeah, I do think I can do it. There's like a huge optimism that I see unfolding this week for the Cancers. Okay, Leos. So Jupiter is entering your 9th house. This is the house of higher learning, spiritual growth and development, foreign travel. So these areas of your life are highlighted with Jupiter coming in, bringing good luck into these. So if you wanted to start a new program that you're learning, schooling of some kind, of credentialing of some time, even just if you're doing your own self-studying, spiritual growth and development, you may get extra great energy around meditation and prayer and spiritual practices. Jupiter is going to bring great luck in with that. Great luck around with world travel. You may be meeting people from around the globe coming in, other parts of the planet, with Jupiter magnifying your 9th house. Then you've been having Pluto transforming your 6th house since 2008, which is the house of your health, your daily life, your work, being of service to others. So you've already been having transformation in this realm of your life. And the new moon, new beginning, is in this realm. So you may start a new job. You may start a new healthcare routine. You may start a nonprofit, or what you're going to be helping friends with. These are just a new daily routine, a new habit that you're going to do every day. This is a great time to start that, Leos. Really powerful. All right, let's see what your cards are after I take a swig of water here. What the Leos need to learn this week? Learn? No. Okay, just want to jump out at me. Okay, this is the Innocence card. This is the wise grandpa, the guru, the one that's been there, done that, and can just enjoy the simple pleasures of life. And so this is a sign to stop, breathe, enjoy the little things, stop and have gratitude. This card could also indicate seeking out a spiritual father, or a literal father or grandfather. Like, this could be an interaction with a dad or granddad, or a spiritual teacher. It could be your pastor at church, or whatever your spiritual tradition, whoever the leader is in your spiritual tradition. It could be that person that you're seeking out, seeking some advice and guidance. This could be seeking out a therapist. But there's being willing to receive some wisdom from elders. It also could be that you're the one dispensing the advice and the wise counsel, and you may be, pointing something out to grandchildren yourself if you're a grandfather. There's a beautiful array of flowers here. I'm even smelling the flowers as I'm talking about it. It just feels like we could just walk into some place where you just get this wonderful smell of flowers or aroma. There's just something. The smells, it feels like smells are important. So maybe it's the smell of a pumpkin pie, or the smell of a turkey baking, or the smell of something that you might associate with Christmas. Could be a smell, if there's a certain smell that you associate with Christmas time, pine trees, for example, or the smell of a Christmas tree. There's something about smells being activated this week. I don't know. I'm just channeling it. Is there anything else for the Leos? Keep it simple is the other thing I'm hearing. Keep it simple. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Virgos. So Jupiter is re-entering your 8th house. And this is where it's bringing in good luck. 8th house is the house of death and transformation. So it can really be highlighting whatever personal transformation work that you're doing. It could be helping you heal, getting over someone who's passed away, like really reconciling and sorting through that. It's also the house of the psychic channel, so that you could be bringing good energy into your own psychic abilities and your ability to receive information from the other side in your dreams, in daily life. So you might find that your psychic abilities are just off the chain. It's also the house of sexuality. So, Jupiter could bring great luck into your love life. So that's one energy. Then Pluto has been transforming your 5th house, and this is where the new moon is this week. So the 5th house is the house of romance and creativity and children. So it's already been transforming this area of your life because of Pluto. So a new beginning here could be a new creative project that you're starting, a new romance that you're starting, a new kid that comes into your life in some way. A new creative project you dive into. These are the ways that this new moon can show up for you, and that Pluto has already been transforming. So, I invite you to start a new creative project, start a new romance. That'll be right in rhythm with the planets. Okay, let's see what your cards say, Virgo. Sometimes I feel like the cards fight with me a little bit. Okay. We've got the comparison card. So this oak tree and the bamboo shouldn't compare themselves to each other, right? They both have different qualities. The oak tree can never be the bamboo can never be the oak. The bamboo can be super flexible or whatever. The oak tree is super solid. There's different things. So this card usually can come up if you're comparing yourself to other people. You also could be comparing to people, like, do I want to go out with this person or this person? Do I want to have this job or that job? Do I want to live in this city or that city? But if you're comparing yourself to other people, like feeling bad about yourself because, well, I don't look like that, or I don't have that, or I don't, whatever, the only person that you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you seeing forward motion in your growth and evolution, no matter how slow? If someone else has a negative opinion of you and they're comparing you to someone else, which could definitely come up this week around family times, right? Well, you didn't do it like your sister did it, or whatever kind of gnarly shit could come up. This is about you staying grounded in you. You do you, boo. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else, and don't accept anybody else's critique on your life either. And you might just have to hang out with people you don't really vibe with. If you're hanging out with family, it may feel like this. Like, I always felt like a black sheep in my family. I never felt like I fit in. So if you're feeling like that, that could get stirred up this week. And whatever you do, even if your family doesn't recognize your beautiful traits and characteristics, or someone in your life doesn't matter. It's important that you recognize it. Right? That you recognize your strengths. You recognize the things that you do well in the world. You recognize your weaknesses too, but you're not beating yourself up over them. You're a work in progress. That's good enough. If you're making forward motion, no matter how slow, even at the great tortoise pace, remember the story that tortoise won the race over the fast hare. So don't compare yourself to anyone but yourself in the previous, and some, I just feel like there's this tendency for someone to be beating yourself up. So even if you're comparing yourself just with you, and you're feeling like you're coming up with not good enough, give yourself a break, right? Get off your case. If you're being Virgos can be perfectionistic, right? They can be too harsh on yourself. So watch that tendency. What is your inner commentary doing? Like, what are you saying to yourself about yourself? This is an opportunity to look at it and just own it. And it's like, I'm doing the best I can do at being me. And that's good enough. That's it. It's good enough. All right. That's what I get for the Virgos. Take a swig here and go on to the Libras. All right, Libras. So Jupiter is moving into your 7th house. This is the house of relationships of all kinds, one-on-one relationships, intimates, your closest friends, your business associates, people that you interact with one-on-one. So Jupiter's bringing good luck into this realm. So you could have, if you're looking for new friends, new romance partners, new connections, Jupiter's bringing in the good luck for your relationships for sure. Yeah, I just feel like there's a sweet kiss coming from Jupiter for the Libras. Pluto has been transforming your 4th house since 2008. This is the house of the home, of family, of children. I mean, where you raise children. This is the house of the mother. So you might have found your relationship with your own mother has been transformed. Your relationship in your physical home may be changed. You may have literally moved or changed homes. Who's in your home could have been transformed and changed. And this is where the new moon, new beginning is. So something new happening in your home. It's also your like core emotions and how you feel about yourself based on how you felt about yourself in childhood. So Pluto's also been working on transforming that. So there's some sort of new beginning, could be a new beginning in your connection with your mother or your connection as a mother. You may be doing something new around your home or inside your home. Yeah, these are the things I see going on with the planets for Libra. See what your card is for this week. All right. I've got the turning in card. This is one of my psychic cards. This is someone who's tuning in, receiving channeled information, pick up energies of all kinds of other people. This is the person who, like, sometimes it's just too friggin' people-y out there, right? Like, oh, I can't go because I'm going to pick up on everybody. This is like the empath, feeling what everybody's feeling. It's also receiving channeled messages. This card could be to make sure you're protecting yourself so that the only message you're receiving in the spiritual realm are from guides and angels and those that have a higher vibration. And so that any sort of negative energies or spirits don't come around you. This is about like tranquil waters. This is like her dress here is like water. So it's really about just getting into your breath work, getting it, like it might be good for you to meditate with the sound of like ocean waves or water over a brook or whatever. I'm just getting water sounds, that waterfalls, sound of rain might be really great to meditate towards, but this is you receiving psychic signals, psychic messages big time this week, especially if you center yourself so that you're clearing out debris so that you can get that. But you may be getting strong hits off of other people that you're interacting this week. It may just be coming in by itself in your dreams, or you're just moving through space. I'm really getting a call to meditation, especially because her hands here are in sort of a meditation pose. She's got her eyes closed. It looks like she's sitting sort of in a meditation pose. So this is definitely a call for Libras, like especially if you're hanging out with family and you're like, you can just tell your family, I'm going to go meditate for 30 minutes, which can give you an out and a place to go ground, even if you have to go sit in the bathroom to do it. Go outside. But it's ground and center. Connect with your own divine self and be receiving messages in a powerful way. That's what I get for this card this week for the Libra. Like, and I'm also drawn, there's like roses on her thing. So there's something about flowers, and maybe roses in particular, maybe even rose oil. The smell of rose oil feels like it could be enhancing. I'm hearing it could enhance your ability to meditate or to receive message, like putting on rose essential oil or maybe you're getting fresh roses. You may have rose bushes, cut some flowers, bring them in, go buy yourself some roses. Someone may bring you some roses. There's something about roses this week for the Libras as well. There's also something about your auric field being activated. I'm seeing like the light sort of around here. So, our energy field expands out around us, right? So there's, I don't know, I get the feeling of like sensing things even in your auric field, like something feels off or creepy. You may feel it almost like a shiver, or something you may feel drawn to, may feel open up. There's something about your aura, your auric field being activated this week as well. So you'll have to let me know. Okie dokie. Now we go to the Scorpios. Jupiter is moving into your 6th house, bringing good luck into this house. This is the house of health, of daily work, of service to others, just your daily groove in general. So Jupiter bringing good luck. So you could have like just really great success at work, great success around any exercise or health plan you might start. If you're having any medical stuff, it feels like you're getting positive energy and support from the universe around anything involving health. You may even expand what you're doing, like volunteer work may even expand as Jupiter moves through Aries here. Pluto has been transforming your 3rd house, and this is where the new moon is this week. The 3rd house is the house of communication. It's about writing. It's about social media. It's what your communications of all kind, what you're saying in conversations with people, what you're putting down in writing. It's the house of the writer. So again, Pluto has been transforming this house since 2008. So did you launch something on social media? Have you been writing something? The new moon here would say, if you've been thinking about like maybe starting something, writing it, I'm getting writing really strongly. Or if you're going to launch a new social media platform or launch something new on social media, this would be the week to do it. Like this is a great kiss when it comes to those areas. Even great conversations could be happening with this new moon, or initiating maybe even a difficult conversation could happen this week. So let's see what your card is. You've got the aloneness card. So this card is about the spiritual search. It is also about being alone. And this is alone in a positive way, not a negative way. This is about listening to divine calling, receiving divine messages. I really feel like you're supposed to sort of like take a break away from some people. I mean, it's a social week a lot of times because people are around family, but I feel like you're really craving solace and alone time. So even if you're covered up in family, like take a walk around the block, tell your family you're going to go meditate, because this is about growth and expansion in a spiritual way. So you may feel guided into a deeper spiritual practice. If you're already having one, you may just invest more time and energy here, especially if your family is difficult. I would say up the amount of time you're spending chanting or meditating or praying before you get to your family. And if you have to take some time outs to go and breathe deeply, calm yourself this week, it may be really good. I'm hearing inspired. So I divinely inspired, like it feels like divine inspiration. So maybe getting an idea that feels very divinely like that, like that's not something you usually come up with. There's some sort of new insight, new expansion spiritually this week. I see for the Scorpios. All right, Sagittarius, you have Jupiter moving into your 5th house and bringing good luck into this house, which is the house of romance, creativity, and children. So Jupiter could bring good luck if you're doing anything creative. It could just really bring some really great juju in. Great energy around romance. So if you've been wanting romance and you don't have it, it's time to put yourself out there on a dating site, or just be open to the universe bringing you in some romance. Jupiter can bring that in without you even asking for it. It brings gifts. Children, there could be good, beautiful expansion in your children's lives. If you're a parent, if you're wanting to have children, Jupiter could bring in the ability to conceive. If you've been having a desire to have your own children, Jupiter can make that happen and just kiss you in that way. So that's one way that can show up. Pluto has been transforming your second house since 2008. The second house is the house of how you clothe yourself, how you feed yourself, how you take care of your physical body. It's the house of your money and how you earn your money. So Pluto's been transforming this house. This new beginning is in this. You could start a new job, or put in applications for a new job. You could start a new eating exercise program. You could change up your look. Chances are, Pluto, you've already changed up your look since 2008. You changed up your diet, how you feed yourself, change up your money, how you're managing it. But the new beginning here is an opportunity for a new beginning in this area of your life. Is it with how you manage your money, how you make your money, how you feed yourself, how you clothe yourself? These are all areas, how you move your physical body. So this is all the areas that could feel triggered this week, or activated. I said activated, not triggered. Now, Pluto can be triggering, but this feels like it's a week of activation, not necessarily triggering. And let's see what your card is for this week. Here comes the sun. All right, so this is the source card. This is the source of everything in the universe, the source of your own soul. This is the light. This is spirit showing up in your life, full force, full throttle. It could just be directly through spiritual connection. You may be channeling this light for others. You may see the light in some way, whether that's a spiritual aha realization or something someone says that just is the insight you need to like expand your mind in a new way. But this is just like happiness on full throttle, like the happiness on full tilt boogie is what this feels like. It's like, I just am feeling good. This is good, positive energy. This is a great initiating energy. You can make something happen with the source. If you've got the source, it's like you got everything you need. And this is like an energy, just tapping into powerful energy. And it's not about the details, it's about like the whole cohesive feel of something. So this is a great week to get excited about writing new things down, all the new ways that you want to start, and then just having the energy and the insight and the motivation to begin some big changes in your life. Yeah, powerful week feels like this week for the Sagittariuses. All right, we'll move on to the Capricorns. So Jupiter is moving into your fourth house, bringing good luck into this. This is the house of home, of family. It's a house of being a mother or your mother. So there's good energy around parenting. If you were going to be moving or purchasing a home during this time, it would get really great luck between now and May for doing that. This is the time if you've been thinking about buying a home, this would be the time you could have great luck with that coming in from Jupiter, or any kind of transformations that are in your home. Even like maybe you're wanting to invite friends and family over to do something inside your home, or anything you would do that involves that. Even childhood home could be expanded in some way, or highlighted in some way. And Pluto has been transforming your first house. This is the house of what the world sees and what you put out there in the world. And this is where the new beginning is. And so there could be a new interfacing with the rest of the world that you're doing this week with the new beginning there in the first house, a new sense of self starting this week. it's the first house could also be your face. So it could even be a new way of changing your look. You may decide to like change up your hair or your makeup, or please no face tattoos. Like, but I mean, hey, if you're into that thing, this would be a week to get a face tattoo. So yeah, that's what I see in terms of the astrological. And just let's see what your card is. We are the world. We are the world. So this is the ultimate in potentiality. This says anything is possible. What do you want to make happen? This is also a good call to the whole planet, and knowing that we're all one on the planet, no matter where we're coming from. We're all on the same planet. We're all on the same ride, no matter what part of the planet we're on. We're all connected. We're all one. This card could indicate global travel, traveling somewhere internationally, or making connections with someone from another place on the planet here. But it's this feeling of connectedness with all humanity, and feeling that things are right with the world, or right, at least in your world. This could be like again, a lot of family coming together. But to me, this is like, there's some sort of cause that's being set that's a global initiative or global cause. I don't know if there's like a world prayer thing you're going to join, or something that's international. Could be launched or started this week too. But this is like, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. What do you want? Take all the limitations off, allow yourself to manifest whatever it is that your heart desires. This is saying anything's possible. Really positive energy for the Capricorns this week. All righty. Okay, now moving on to the Aquarians. Jupiter is moving into your third house, bringing good luck into this house. This is the house of communications, writing, social media, the news. So there could be, like, if you've been thinking about launching a book or writing something, this is the time to do it. Or launching something on social media where you're interacting, or writing that letter to someone. Like, this is Jupiter is bringing great luck into this house between now and May. And then Pluto has been transforming your 12th house. This is some deep level transformation. So Pluto's been there since 2008. So unconscious, subconscious debris could have been brought to the surface to be transformed. Past life flashbacks and memories and karma could be working on. This is the house where the new moon is beginning. So you could start a new therapy because 12th house rules anytime you dig deep within yourself. There could be a new person that's a past life connection that comes into your life as a result of this new moon in the 12th house. This is deep, this is something deep, an initiation of something really deep in your life, something that's really close to the bone. So there could just be a new shift deep within yourself too, like something that maybe only you notices as well. All right, let's see what your card is. This is the third time this card's come out. So this tells me, well, it's for anybody. It's a call for spiritual practices. It's a call to dive into spiritual connection, time to dive into meditation. So the fact that this has come up now for the third time tells me it's time for all knees to be on the floor, prayer is up kind of thing, connecting with the divine, the need to be spiritually fit, to have a spiritual connection, to understand what your spiritual path is right now. It's the aloneness card, so it may need to pull away from family and from friends and stuff that you're gathering around this week, and spend some more downtime. You may not be feeling as social this week you may want to just kind of pull away and just be alone. Or you may be spending the holidays alone, and that may be different than what you may have chosen to be alone rather than to go be with family. But this feels like it's not feeling lonely. This is a real like enriching connection that you're having with the divine. Insights are coming in, like psychic and spiritual reveals. It feels like are coming this week. And it just feels like there's a warmth and a joy and an excitement through spiritual connection in a powerful way. Like you may not even be able to articulate it, but like it's a tapping into divine and really seeing the divine's hand in your life is what I'm also getting with this card this week for the Aquarians. And now we'll go to the Pisces. Jupiter is moving into your second house, bringing good luck into this house. This is the house of your physical body, how you feed yourself, how you clothe yourself, how you take care of your physical body, how you earn your money itself, how you store your money, how you manage your money. So Jupiter's bringing good luck into this house. Pluto has been transforming your 11th house since 2008. This is the house of your networks and groups. So your circle of friends, I guarantee you, has changed. The groups or clubs that you belong to. You could even have moved the city that you're in, because that could also be, 11th house could be just your town, your community, have been transformed since 2008. This is where the new beginning this week is. So you may decide to start going to a new group or class, or join a meetup group, or anywhere where people are gathering together. This would be a great week to start something new, or to even make the plans to do this moving into the future here. Yeah, social networks, new beginnings in social networks, new beginnings in connections with groups of others. And this could be your church group, your synagogue, your Buddhist community, your Wiccan group. Like if it's I'm feeling, since there's a spiritual or religious energy, I feel that's coming up too. So you may want to seek out a new place to connect spiritually, a new meditation center, that kind of thing. All right, let's see what your card is this week. All right, this one popped out. It's the letting go card. So first of all, it's letting go of anxieties, fears, worries. You may have to be letting go of a person or people. You may have to let go of a negative habit or behavior. But it feels like a welcome release, whatever you're letting go of. Feels like the time is over for it. Like we're done now. No one gonna cry into the tear over this. Like it could be having feelings and emotions come up that you get something triggered and you have an emotional purge and you may be crying. There's this like little drop here I can see as a teardrop. But you're just letting go of old paths, old programming, old relationships that don't serve you. Like there's it feels like because it's this water energy, it just feels like it's a flush, like you're being cleansed is what it feels like. And you may literally want to like soak extra in a tub, or stand in the shower, or be around like ocean waves or waterfalls, or somewhere where the water feels healing, in a sauna even. I'm just feeling like a release in your heart chakra, like some grief or heaviness that's hanging here can be healed and released and cleared this week. And I just feel like there's just a quietness of spirit, a quietness of connection with the divine, where you feel that you're supported, even if you're alone. Like it feels like there's this energy of spirit just holding you and saying, it's okay now, you can let this go. If this is not serving you, instead of fighting with it, it's like, let it go of timing, of expectations of things as well. Like it didn't happen, I should have done it. Let it go, whatever, let it go, release it. So this is a powerful week with all this new beginning energy. Is powerful. New beginnings and endings come hand in hand. So this is like the end of an era kind of thing and the beginning of a new one. Again, we got this Jupiter energy in a powerful way, launching a whole new 12-year cycle. So I feel like this is a big purge, a big release. You may be literally going through your things and giving them away. Yeah, but it feels good. I'm just feeling this like your chest is expanded and you have more capacity to just be present and just be in your body and feel good instead of feeling like it just feels like you're almost imploding now and then needs to have like a puncture so that all this stuff just leaves your body, and so you feel more uplifted in spirit and it's in a better place. Yeah. Breath work. Obviously, I'm breathing all deeply, like maybe just sitting and doing some breath work as a way to access some stored debris within yourself, to clear that out and to let that go. So that's what I'm getting for all the signs. So I'm now going to pause the video. You will not know reset up, and I will be back with my flute to play a Christmas song. Okay, since it's the Christmas season, I'm going to play you a Christmas song on the flute. And like I said before, unless you were born on another planet somewhere, you will recognize this song. Blessings. Peace.